Hello there, wonderful singers, and welcome to your COVO vocal exercise routine of the week. My name is Dr. Julia Nielsen, and I am the founder of COVO, short for Community Vocalizing, where our mission is to advance singers' vocal health, fitness, and longevity by providing creative vocal exercise routines. This month at COVO, we are focusing on resonance, one of those infamous singing words that every singer thinks they definitely need more of, but they probably couldn't tell you exactly how to get more. Now, last week's warm-up routine explored several internal aspects of the human resonator, the vocal tract, including the position of the larynx and the soft palate, and muscular release in the swallowing muscles and in the tongue. Now, those are adjustments that we can't really see from the outside. And while we can't control them per se, we can learn to influence them greatly. But today we are shifting our attention outward. We will focus on alignment and adjustment issues regarding the resonator, the vocal tract, that can be seen and felt externally. So many people refer to this as facial posture. We will look at how the jaw, the cheeks, and the lips influence resonance and how small, efficient adjustments can support a balanced classical sound without exaggeration. So let's start by considering the jaw. Of course, we know we want it relaxed. But what else? I will quote the vocal acoustician Kenneth Bozeman, who wrote that in the lower and middle range, quote, neither vocal resonance nor vowel differentiation require exaggerated jaw drop or excessive articulatory control. So, what does that mean? It means that only a modest amount of jaw opening is necessary in the low and middle range for our ideal resonance as classical singers. However, many singers, when singing the same pitch, will change their jaw position a lot as they change vowels. E, A, ah, dropping it dramatically, biting down, oo, biting it down for oo. So today we are going to use a simple hands-on tool to keep our relaxed jaw from moving inefficiently. We're going to use a duckbill. So get your duckbill, quack, quack, and you're going to put it against your face. And I want you to say your vowels. Oo, o, ah, e, without much jaw movement. So we're going to be sure that while we're keeping the jaw relatively stable, we're not clamping or freezing the jaw in place. This is not about holding the jaw rigidly. It's about avoiding unnecessary motion, which can actually weaken our resonance. So let's say the vowels again. Repeat after me. Oo, o, ah, e. And now, keeping that duckbill in place, we'll sing our first exercise, which goes like this. Join me with your duckbill. sing back down. See if you can take your hand away for every other half step and monitor from the inside out rather than from the outside in. So first with the duckbill. And then without. Bring it back. And take it away. One more with. And finally one without. Great job. Now we are going to shift our focus from the jaw to the cheeks using an image that I learned from my teacher, David Jones. He calls it the happy about sucking a lemon face. Okay, I'm going to come back to you for a moment. Instead of imagining an actual lemon, I like to imagine a lemon drop candy. Do you remember those? They looked like a little lemon and they had the sugar on the outside. My mom used to keep a jar of these in the waiting room of her office, and I loved them. So I want you to imagine putting one in your mouth and enjoying that sweet, sour taste. What do you feel in your face? Maybe a subtle lift in the upper cheeks, and a slightly sunken feeling a little bit lower down in your cheeks. That is exactly what we're after. So this image elevates the zygomatic muscles. These are the upper cheek muscles, and it gently engages the buccinators. These are the muscles that we use for sucking. Now, if we do this subtly enough, this is how classical singers round the embouchure. That's the mouth opening without puckering the lips. We don't want any fish face. There's no forward lip tension. Lip puckering tends to narrow and tense the tongue, and that's not what we want. So this facial posture should feel a little weird, but it should not look weird. In fact, you might even discover that you get a nice little extra bit of cheekbone. If your face looks dramatic or strained, you are overdoing it. So this rounded facial posture is part of what contributes to the classical singer's rounded, deep vowel sounds. So using this image, let's sing the lemon drop exercise. It goes like this. First, you put the lemon drop in your mouth. Lemon, 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 lemon drop. Join me, here we go. Lemon, 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 lemon drop. Lemon, 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 lemon drop. You don't need to smack your lips, but it might help. Lemon, 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 lemon drop. 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 Now we're going to sing the same pattern on the vowels, second line down. Keep your happy about sucking a lemon drop face. Maintain the cheek lift and that gentle rounding consistently across all the vowels. but be especially sure not to spread for the E vowel. Put the lemon drop in there. E, last one. So finally, we are going to stretch a bit into our higher range. I will bring the slide back in just a second. We are going to keep that rounded facial posture, but as the pitch rises, the mouth shape becomes taller. Think of a tall oval. Lemon drop face. And taller. So as we ascend in pitch, the jaw has to open more vertically. That vertical space helps to accommodate the acoustic adjustments required for higher pitch. But what we do not want is smiling or spreading sideways. We also don't want the jaw to thrust downward abruptly when it's time to open. So to prevent that, I want you to imagine that you are extremely proper and formal, like a butler or a queen. And as you sing, I want you to maintain a haughty face in an expression that looks like the vowel O. So here's our exercise. It's kind of funny. We're going to sing, oh, I will not go, oh no. Very haughty. And as we get higher, as we get to the higher notes, allow the jaw to open vertically into that tall oval without spreading. Try it with me. Oh no, I will not go. Oh no. Oh no, I will not go. Stay haughty. Oh, I will not go. Oh, no. Oh, no, I will not go. Oh, no. Now, we're going to go up a few more half steps, but if and when this gets too high for you, you can just eliminate the top few notes, but keep in mind that if you drop down the octave, you will no longer need the tall oval mouth shape. Here we go. Oh no, I will not go. Oh no. Oh no, I will not go. Get taller now. Oh no, I will not go. Oh no. I hope you had fun with that one. So I hope that these three facial posture images helped you find a balanced, rounded posture in your jaw and your cheeks. These are powerful contributors to a resonant classical sound. If you enjoyed this exercise routine, we have got more for you. Every week, we host two 30-minute live vocal workouts on Zoom, and we would love to have you join us. These sessions are absolutely free. We meet on Zoom every Monday and Thursday from 6 to 6:30 p.m. Pacific Time, and instructions on how to request our free Zoom link are in the description below. If you want to make sure that you don't miss any new Kova warm-up routine videos, you can subscribe to this channel to see each new routine when it posts. Or you can use the link in the description below to get each new routine of the week delivered directly to your email inbox. And finally, singers, remember, regular vocal exercise is crucial for your vocal health, fitness, and longevity. Every time you show up at Kovo, you're going to get a creative vocal exercise routine, expert coaching, and a community of friends to practice with. We'll see you there.